All right. So I have it on good authority that Curtis Lowe was the finest picker that ever played the blues. Pretty sure. What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies. But no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready and you don't need more proof, conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lie. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Everybody's not thinking clear. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, can't do nothing. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is a trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mic. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spelling you lies. But no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues on their profile. Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shields for Sasquatch Shields, so you don't have to. Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, Manuel Mata himself. Now, this has been a long time in coming. I'm not going to lie. My man Car Thief News asked me to try to do this show a couple of months ago, and I've been kind of hovering in the fringes trying to make something happen. And finally, I've decided like we can do it. He can do it. We're going to do it. So here he is. We've got him. How you doing, bud?
Well, I'm here and just like to thank you for having me on your show.
I
You know,
appreciate you coming, man. Like,
yeah.
we're going to do this for a minute. Hey, Constitution State. I'm gonna get to chat in just a second. Let's cover a little bit of what you've got going on that you can cover. I'm not really trying to get into any of the details of anything you can't talk about because we all know how that works.
Yeah. So basically what's happening to me over here is that instead of letting them get away with running me over, planning drugs on me, I started filming them. It was in my neighborhood. So most of the time, most of my videos are in my area, my neighborhood, within walking distance. Because I don't have a car. I don't drive nowhere. So it's like I started filming them in my neighborhood, and it took a point to where it's like they don't like being filmed, and it isn't because I'm annoying or I'm trying to harass them or anything. It's what they're trying to do to the person in the traffic stop. Nothing more. Because if they did if they did what they did to me and were able to lie about it, I don't want that to happen to people in my neighborhood. So that's why I started filming them. And then I watched different people that do audit, cop watch, or whatever, and I took what they did and I went to our law library and figured out if I could do it. And I found nothing that was in there that could give them the authority to stop me from walking up to a traffic stop and filming them based
no,
on their feelings.
in general, what is it, 10 feet to 15 feet, you're good. We have amazing zoom lenses now. There is absolutely no reason why 10 feet wouldn't be acceptable.
Yeah, it's just weird. Sometimes they don't even let you get nowhere near. I've been arrested 50, 100 feet away.
I've watched a lot of your like what are they, meetings, like council meetings or something like that?
Yes.
I haven't watched. I've watched a few of those.
Yeah, I've gone to I started filming police in my neighborhood. And then I met someone named Thomas Torlincossi. He's dead now. He passed away. Rest in power. But he's told me, do you want to know why they're the way they are? And I was like, well, yeah. Well, if you have a better understanding of it, then show me, right? Because me, I don't like say that I'm the smartest person there is. Like no one can teach me anything. That's not what I'm willing to learn. If someone actually does know something that I don't, or can say, look, that's not how it goes. I'm willing for all that. And he explained it perfectly. And I was like, well, take me with you. So we started going to the TRWD, which is the Tarrant Regional Water District that's over the water here. And then I went to the Tarrant Appraisal District, which is over the taxes. Then I started going to the Commissioner's Court, which is over the police, the sheriffs. I think there's two other things that they do that they're over too. I think it has to do with like boards, like medical boards and stuff like that. And then the city hall is supposed to be the one that keeps the cops, it keeps each other in check, and it's like they're all messed up. So it's like when I understood that bigger picture, it's not really the issue with the cops not understanding whether they can or can't arrest you, or whether they have the authority to do, or they're not being told that. They're being told, well, tell them this, tell them 3 times. If they don't listen, then arrest them. Like, where in any law does it state that they can do that? And it's just weird that that's what they're doing. They're listening to people that are above them. And then their supervisors are listening to people that are above them. And then them people, which is the mayor, are listening to people that are above them.
Let me take a swing at this. Let me give you an idea of law logic.
Okay.
Logic, common sense dictates that the most likely point in time for somebody to have an accident with a firearm is when you are transferring it from one location to another. The movement itself runs the risk of a discharge. It's rare, but it happens. That's when it happens, right? So where is the logic that states that because you have a concealed carry permit, when they pull you over, they can disarm you? Because that requires more manipulation of a firearm than simply leaving it in place where it was causing no harm in the first place.
Yeah.
But the only reason to do this is to try to create a case against a firearm owner. Otherwise, you would ignore that it was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the same situation you've kind of got going on, where they're creating a narrative of you being a bad guy or a stalker or something along. There's a sovereign citizen. We're going to cover that in After Dark, but
yeah,
it's madness. I mean,
yeah, and I'm glad you said narrative, because look,
narrative.
I've been watching like different things on the internet, right? And I found a story His name is Michael Barrera. He's in I want to say I know it's in California, but I think the city is now I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, right? He was killed by police officers and they lied, right? They put out this narrative that he did this, he did that, he did that, and it was all bullshit. It was a lie. And they would have got away with it had not the sister, and her name is Marissa, fought like actually stood up and said, I'm gonna speak for my brother because he can't no more. She didn't let him railroad him. She didn't let him create this bullshit narrative that he was a bad person. And they come to find out they're all shady as fuck because they do the same shit they do here. They cover up. They're getting in trouble for the cover up, right? And it's just weird that it takes.
And here's the other thing. You never know how many they got away with.
Exactly. That's
Or
my point.
somebody, wait, no, that's not right. I'm going to document everything.
There you
Are
go.
you with ATL Transparency News out of Atlanta?
But yeah.
He had a situation with his kid, and basically they just told him to go away. We don't want to deal with it. Right. And I'm not going to get into specifics because it's, you could guess.
Yeah.
So he went full on mama bear, and he walked in with a camera and documented absolutely everything that took place from that day forward. It's probably the only reason he's not in jail.
Well.
Right.
Oh, I know this video.
Yeah, this is one of yours. I was just going to play it for visual effect in the background.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that that's true because look what they stand behind, right? And they make sure they keep this. If it's us against an officer's word, they're always going to be believed because an officer doesn't lie. An officer is supposed to be held to a higher standard, right? So all this goes into the narrative point, right? So if we put out there that this cop was the one who did bad from the jump, then it goes against the narrative of the higher ups, right? So if you're not able to record, document the truth, it won't never come out unless a video comes out. Unless somebody figures out how to get body cam footage. And it's just weird. It shouldn't be like that. Depending
on what state you're in, it can be extremely difficult to get body cam footage. I know Kentucky doesn't consider body camera footage to be public information.
Wow. Kentucky?
If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that you're just simply not allowed to have body camera footage, but it's okay because they're one of the poorest states in the country. And so they probably don't have but like 7 in the whole state.
Yeah. No, so but then what's happening here in these bigger cities isn't happening in the small towns.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different. I'm from a very small town, and here I grew up with our sheriff, and I know our chief. And if you have an issue that is legally associated with anything, and you think it can be managed by not involving police activity, you go down to a local restaurant where all the cops eat lunch, and you eat lunch with them for a few days. And eventually you have the conversation that you need to have about whatever problem it is that you're having. And somebody tells you how to go deal with it, and you go deal with it. I know it sounds odd, but it's called communication on a community level.
Yeah.
Cities get much bigger than ours, and that doesn't really work anymore. So sorry.
It's just weird because look, the issue I had with mine, right? See, this is how they did me. I paid for mine, right? At first, and like I said, I didn't understand the whole picture of how it all works. Like I didn't know here in Texas, if you request a body camera and they don't want to let it go to you, they can literally like keep it from you by saying, well, we're going to send it to the attorney general for an opinion. And then it comes back and says, well, we can release it to you, but that's how I learned everything. By
and then
them.
it's redacted and blurry, and they fudge out different parts of it, and then they
Yeah.
edit out parts they don't like. And
Well, it used to be like that, right? Now, I guess they have a whole different person doing it now. Because I can tell you from the first body camera I ever got back then compared to the one now, it's not the same. I got the full when they turned it on and they turned it off. Like before I got one, it was chopped the fuck up, and I only got one or two, and it was barely little bit. Like they didn't record what they were saying. And the one I got recently, and I put it on my YouTube channel where the cop is telling the guy, "Hey man, we can't. What he's doing to me isn't illegal. We can't do nothing to him. But can you trespass him, please? You know, like help us out because he's just gonna keep coming back and he's harassing me. Blah blah blah. But you just said it's not illegal for me to sit
it's
there
not.
and ask you shit like this one right here, this video, right? I
Yeah.
walked up to these dudes, right, and I asked them, I told them, what did I say? I said I had a call about suspicious black and white
No,
vehicles.
that's why I have this video up, is because there's this hilarious freaking bit you did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's
I
what made him mad. Because
it's
after this,
cop.
no, right after this one, I got arrested. Right after this part right here, where I walked up to him and said that, the next time they turn on them lights, they arrested me.
That's
And
I
it was
can't.
just, it's just crazy.
It is crazy. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
And I promise you, I used to be the type like you couldn't just grab me and I'm gonna let you. So it was very hard doing this
Oh, brother.
and knowing that they're gonna grab me, they're gonna throw me around, they might hurt me, you know, and it's just like you have to take it. You have to sit there and let them do what they're gonna do, man. And that's the hardest thing of all this.
Now hold
No.
on, Kerry. Hold on. Now, if you're a public servant and your job is to protect and serve, and I'm asking questions that are merely questions and not anything that's supposed to it's nothing. I'm not asking about national secrets here. I'm asking, how far away do you want me to stand while I film you? Because I'm going to film you. I'm going to film you. If you're coming out of a Waffle House at 2 a.m. and I'm walking in, I'm filming you, and you're not a cop, and it's perfectly legal. There's nothing you can do about it. Be pissy and get glad in the same pants you got mad in. That's it. Even more true for cops. They've got to get themselves.
No, that dude said video camera or gun.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's the thing, is they're not even remotely the same. That's why
that's just
now,
weird.
he's cool. He's just got weird ideas, man. What's up, Trinity Trails? Let me run
No,
back.
I believe that there is like you can harass a cop, but that's like when they're not in when they're not in a cop car or their uniform.
But
You
they're
have,
always on duty.
huh?
I mean, don't go. I'm just saying they're always on duty, man. I mean,
Yeah, but
read their
I'm not gonna walk up to them if they're sitting there. If I run up to them at a store, and they're sitting there with their family, I'm not gonna walk up to them and be like, "Hey, what the fuck? Are you on duty or off duty?" Man, I don't give a fuck. As long as he's not fucking with me, he can go mind his own business. You know, do whatever you're doing.
fine. All right, Jeannie, you got the gold. We got who's the next one? Who's the next one that's not you? Truth be told gets the silver. Welcome to the show, bud. Good to see you. Willow, that's Ember's Mad World other channel over there. Willow, she gets the bronze. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you all. We got Bear Miller over there in AJOT's chat. Blue Unicorns here. Heather Holt. We got Joko KS Cop Watch. We got Jaman Rooney. I hope I said that right, but if I didn't, get over it. Claiborne County Transparency is in the room. That's good to see you. The Constitution State is here. I want to get an interview with him first possible opportunity. Boko Mo is in here. That's cool. We got Steve-O. I wonder if that's the original Steve-O. Probably not. What do you reckon? Blue Unicorn is Mountain Fresh, as usual. He's always on time. D. Johns is over there in AJ's chat. It's good to see you, bud. We got Fab Daddy 44. John Denacola's in the house. Good to see you. Jamie Growth and Development. Everybody likes to grow and develop it, right? We got Toe for Life. Good to see you, bud. Absolutely. I'm going to have to go see him. I got some electrical questions. Some seriousness. Angela G, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Janaka. I'm Southern, so it'll be Janaka. That's where it ends up. How you doing? Good to see you. Nick Cook's in here. Awesome.
Wow.
I love this new channel sharing feature. It's actually it's fairly useful. It's just I've got to figure out how to integrate their chat into my chat somehow, or at least into the thing some kind of how.
Oh yeah, you said.
I haven't figured that out yet. Wrong. I did something wrong. It happens. We got mandatory carry in here. Izzy Pop, welcome to the show. Trinity Trails Ninja. Cat's in here. It's good to see you. I think that covers everybody. Everybody's here to see Manuel Mata. So let's do that thing since we're doing it already. Yeah. All right, bud. So on this particular video, you go out there and tell them that you've got a call about a suspicious person, and then you describe a cop.
Yeah.
It is probably the best troll I've heard on a cop since Jeff is here audits. Did the hey, can I? What are you doing? I'm baking cookies. You want some? Dude, when they ask you, can I help you? Yeah, I'd like a Dr. Pepper. I got $2. That man has a million laughs when it comes to that stuff. I don't know how he does it. I'd have been got shot. They tell me words are violence.
Why?
Because I don't mean to do it, but not only do I cause magician caliber confusion at all times, electronics don't work around me properly.
Oh shit.
Every time I've been arrested, they could not do my fingerprints on the machine. They had to do ink fingerprints because either it was already broken when I got there or broke as soon as I touched it.
Oh damn.
Which means after it happens 2 or 3 times, they start looking at you funny. Let me tell you about my first time I got arrested. I got picked up with a little bit of weed in my pocket, and they took me in. They kept me overnight. The next morning, when they would let me go, I walked out and looked at the desk sergeant, the duty sergeant. I walked up, and you know how they got the real high counter up there? I jumped up and planted both elbows on top of it so I could look at him face to face. And I said, hey, man, I got to tell you, this is the worst hotel I've ever been to. There was no turn down service. I didn't have a phone in my room. There was no room service at all. There wasn't a towel. I didn't have any toilet paper. And every time I tried to make contact with the service staff, nobody gave a shit. I'm leaving this place a terrible Yelp review. Homie twitches, one eyebrow. Turns and looks back and goes, hey, Donna, this motherfucker says he's going to leave us a bad Yelp review. And then 6 women started screaming, laughing in the other room. And I said, all right, I'm pretty sure there's a angry white woman in your foyer. Probably get rid of her. That's probably my wife. She's probably upset with me, not you. Don't worry about it, man. There's something wrong with me. What's up, ATL? Oh, no. Don't do that. Okay, cool. Do that. Yes. I touched the end broadcast button. It's way too close to the comments button. Yelp review. Yeah, no. Homie, a few months later, you remember I told you there's this one restaurant up here that all the cops eat at? So I went up there to go get some lunch for everybody that was over here that day. And so I'm standing over yonder getting my plates, and Chile comes in and sits down, looks up and goes, it's that guy who left us a bad Yelp review. Yeah, I did. I totally gave him a 1-star review. That place sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's up, Shelby Sasquatch? Good to see you, bud. Leisure number 7. Awesome. Richard, a stonemason, not a Freemason. That is an interesting distinction. And oh no, don't do that again. See, they got the buttons too close together over here. I'm gonna have to fiddle with it a little bit. Gotta get some distance betwixt them. What's up, Michael? Good to see you, bud. Tapatios is in the house. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, we get people.
Yeah, I know him.
I spent a lot of time running around in First Amendment circles because that's kind of where I started my show, was because like ATL was having trouble, and that's kind of a local thing.
Yeah.
And then I had another buddy of mine that was having a similar kind of issue, and so it just kind of grew organically from there.
Yeah. Okay,
You know?
work lion. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It's just like I just don't agree with the way we're supposed to be okay with what's going on. Like if we're the ones who say something, we have to be like clean cut, a suit, and all kinds of shit for us to be listened to and accepted. And if not, then hey, everybody gets their turn at making us the bad guy, and that's stupid, right? Because I would understand if what we're pointing out wasn't like if they just did it to me, I would be okay with it. Like I wouldn't have nothing to complain about. But think about the people that they do it to that didn't film it.
Right. They get away with it 100 times for every time they get poked.
Yeah.
200, 1,000.
Sometimes.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Think about a traffic court. Think about what they say about court. Court is so overrun with proceedings that the speedy trial is a myth. That's not supposed to be the case. You're supposed to have a speedy trial. There's a reason you're supposed to have a speedy trial, so that the state doesn't end up with the burden of holding you for long periods of time without any trial. That is specifically verboten in the Constitution. We do not lock people up because they owe money. We don't lock people up because they owe shit to the state. It's in the Constitution. We don't do these things, but we do it.
But they do.
Yeah.
Just like well, look what happened in Arlington. The 6 cops already got fired for making up fake traffic stops. So that should tell you something. Why we need to film more, because they're able to lie that they're doing them and they're not even doing it.
Well, that's super smooth, Bab Daddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a firm believer that sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. When you got a rotten apple, when a baker receives a batch of apples, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves, when you hear somebody talking about cops and say, oh, well, it's just a few bad apples. That's not the euphemism. That's not the way that works. What that actually means is when you have a few bad apples in a bunch, you send the whole bunch back. You fire the whole police department and start over fresh. I think I'm fixing to crash out for a second. We'll see. No, we're good. We're good. All right, cool. How much of that did you get?
All of it.
Super cool. So when you make pies, you don't make pies with bad apples. Not even one.
I know. Try explaining it to them. They seem to think that their whole thing is like the whole pie scenario, right? We'll use that logic. Well, they're thinking about the whole pie, and that one little rotten apple is only going to affect that certain part of the pie, and we're okay with it being infected. We're not worried about it. We have it contained. It's weird, like how they say that some people are less than. That's why they say it over here, that people think that they're here in Tyrant County. There's a large group of us that think that we're being over policed while their people are getting served. There's a big difference between being policed and served, right? And it's just that's how they get it distorted. Like
the term I use is lawfare. They're not using the law to police to make your city safer. They're using the law to line the city's pockets. They are a revenue generating machine.
Yeah.
The only way it's like an extra tax that you have to pay, but only when they catch you.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to catch Joe Blow over here because he's driving a nice car and has a nice haircut and is well shaven, but they're going to mess with me because I got face tattoos and a fireball on the back of my head. That's not fair. Yeah, you might be typecast a little bit, but that doesn't matter. That's not the way that's supposed to work.
No.
innocent till proven guilty. And these cops are acting as if every single citizen they come across is guilty of something. You just got to figure out what.
And it's weird because it's like I understand that the whole thing got cops are not all bad. No one's saying that, right? Because they're not all full of shit. Just some of them can't say shit. Their hands are tied, and it's goes into the how do you put someone out without hurting your job, your money? Because if you tell on this person that's above you, that person could still have power to fire you or make your job even harder. So it's like looking at it like that. Like that's why we're not getting no help, right? That's why no one's jumping up and saying, "Lie, they're wrong, they're right." Because it's like, who's gonna be that person that comes up and says, this is enough. I want my area that I patrol to not be worried about me, that they have to feel like every time that we come around we have to be filmed. That's not the part that they're putting into consideration, because it's like I understand every day they keep saying that we don't understand what it's like to be a police officer, but why don't they understand what it's like to be a citizen that's calling the cops because their neighbor's tripping on dope with a fucking gun? Right? We live with the people. They just patrol for like 9-10 hours.
Right.
So
I have
how,
cops. I never, ever, 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 ever call the cops until I need paperwork done.
well,
If I need to make a file something, or I need that, they're great for that. They got those little computers, and everybody's guilty.
yeah, it's weird.
But sometimes you got to do it. So you call them and get the paperwork done. You have an accident, you call the cops, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no getting around it. You have to have insurance. So in order to get an insurance claim, you have to have a cop involved. There has to be an accident report. All of this stuff costs money.
It's weird because it's simple, right? All these
It's really simple.
Look, I promise you, all they have to do is the chief of police, if they want to erase the disconnect, if they want to get everybody to be in line, start firing these cops that are costing them thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. You start doing that, the rest of them will be like, "Oh fuck, we can't do that no more, dude. We're either gonna be good cops or we're gonna leave." Guess what? You're making room for the cops that need to be there, not the ones that can be influenced to do some dumb shit that they know it's wrong, right? Because if you lie to do your job, then you're not doing your job, period. And that's for anybody that wants to jump on that they're above lying, and because they're not above it. My paperwork proves it. My videos prove, when you put my video next to a police report or an affidavit, they're not, it's like they're talking about two different events.
Right? It's just like the first description of a horse given by a Cherokee who had never seen a horse. When he saw a person sitting on the horse, he described it as a 6-legged beast that was partially consumed with man. What else was he to compare it to?
There's nothing else.
His written description of a person on horseback would have sounded exactly like a centaur to somebody from the old world, just because there's nothing to compare it to. When you're talking about cops who have never learned the laws they're supposed to be policing, who are just out there doing what they see cops do in the movies, that's a problem.
Not for real.
Another issue I have is their training methods. They train them to crowd control more than anything else.
No, it's more control and what is it? Damn, I had the word for it last time. It's for control and dominance. I think that might be the word. I might be saying the wrong word. I don't know. But it's like, okay, put it like this, right? If say you're my boss, right? And every day I come to work, I steal $20 from the register, right? And you notice it the first day. You're like, fuck it. He needed it. So I wait a couple days. I steal 20 more books. The second time you do it, you don't do nothing either. You'd be like, hey man, don't worry about it. Just whatever. Right. And then the third time I steal 50 bucks. Right. And you still don't say nothing. So you're going to be like, well, I'll just take it out of your next check. Okay, cool. So next time I steal $100. I'm doing it because you're not going to do shit to me, but say, hey, next time. Right. So the
Right.
first time it can be proven that an officer got a complaint on him and it was filed for untruthfulness. That should be the last day he's on the job, because you proved that he lied on police reports and all this, and that's not what's happening, right?
But
Even
what actually happens is, okay, there's a case, I think it's in North Carolina. I'm not sure where. But anyway, this cop's been working the beat, this particular county for like 25 years. Recently, it was discovered that he was also dealing dope on the side throughout his entire career. And they have all the evidence to prove it, right? So now all of his convictions, because of course he was part of like some type of a, what do they call it, Cobra Strike Force or whatever, the DEA type arm of the county or something like that. I don't remember.
No.
But this guy has testified in thousands of cases as an expert on these drugs, only to find out that he's also one of the biggest dealers in the Southeast.
No,
this is not good. This doesn't work. It's in the process of overturning hundreds of drug convictions because clearly he just robbed them and went and sold dope.
Yeah. It's like, okay, here. Okay, since we're talking about lying cops, right? Okay. I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Romer. He's part of the Central Division, right? Forward Police Department. There was a kid, he got released from the hospital, Harris Hospital, right? And he asked the guy, hey man, can I use your phone to call for a ride to come pick me up? So while he's doing that, this cop walks up to him and tells him, hey man, you got to leave. He's like, dude, he's trying to explain to him, I just got released. I'm trying to get a ride home. And he doesn't listen to him. So he feels some type of way that he got disrespected. So the cop grabs him. The cop felt that he got disrespected. So the cop grabs him, right? Swings him around, punches him in the face, and throws him on the ground. Well, it came to find out that one of they put his case to be in front of a DA, and the DA didn't agree with it. And she told the cop, hey man, I don't agree with that. I'm not going to do it. So she felt intimidated by the cop. And this is the DA by the cop. Get what I'm saying? So the cop is trying to push his narrative on her. And she's like, that you're full of shit. That's not what's happening. So she dismissed all charges on the guy because he said that it was resisting arrest and all this other stuff. The charges dismissed. The cop gets sued. Come to find out he's lying in court. He lied. So he got charged for aggravated perjury. Now, right? He's supposed to be in prison right now for 5 years. And he's been out since he appealed his case because on a technicality somewhat that it has to be two people that are government officials that witnessed him committing aggravated perjury for it to be perjury. So his case right now is in appeal.
There's another issue that this goes in alongside with the issue we have with multiple district courts and having to reach a what's it called, a case study, you have to have a particular case that defines a specific law that has been broken, that creates the case study, right?
Yeah.
So you can just move to a different district court over here and perform exactly the same type of chicanery that you did back here and benefit all over again, only to have them pass a law saying you cannot do that anymore, and then move to a different district. Gypsy cop syndrome. Case law. That's it. Case law. Thank you. Dear God, that made my brain hurt.
Yeah.
tip of my tongue syndrome.
No, it's just weird. Like their whole narrative. Like it's just like his charges were dismissed because the cop was lying. Like that's all it was around to, right?
Exactly.
So the officer lied, and then the DA didn't want to press charges on the victim, which was the guy the cop arrested and lied on, not the police officer, right? So it's like he still wanted to push his narrative onto the DA, and she's like, dude, no way, and it's all on video and everything, right? So it's like these are cases that are already happening here in Fort Worth, right? Just like the other dude, Johnson. His name is Courtney Johnson. Shot a black dude in the back when he's walking away from him with a shotgun, and said he was walking towards him aggressive in a threatening manner. But then his car camera caught him walking away from him, and then he shot him. So he gets fired, right, from the Fort Worth Police Department. He gets charged, but then they give him a mistrial and they don't want to try it again. Cool, fine, whatever, right? Save another cop. But then he goes to Blue Mound Police Department, and he's a cop over there. But now he's not Courtney Johnson. He's Corey Johnson. So it's like a whole bunch of shit goes into the protecting them even after they do shitty work, So it's not just like
one of the most absurd arrests I've seen in this past year. It was at the beginning of last year, I think. Pepperoni Audits got picked up by you should be able to click the link thing and make it go live on your channel, Melissa. You there. Damn it, bitch. You the one. I always get names mixed up because I can't see faces in the thing down here. Anyway. The fuck was I saying? Huh. Welcome to Sasquatch Shields, folks, where I can't keep what's going on straight and nobody knows how many people are actually in chat.
Yeah.
Fucking no, bud. Got it going on, let me tell you.
No, that is true. Look at that one, the one in Houston. It's true, man.
Hold on a second. I've been linking back to his about chat section in his channel, which should have all this information attached to it, and the links are in the description. There's the link at the top over here should go there, and all the support information should be over there on your about section, right? Pretty sure. Pepperoni, right? No, when Pepperoni Audits got arrested, he was arrested by 3 cousins with all that had the same last name.
Oh, damn.
And I did a short involving the 2 guys that came up to talk to him. And it was like, I'm Officer Greer and I'm Officer Greer. And I put the little bit from Forrest Gump. Twins? Because I'm like, dude, this is so nepotism. It's obvious. You know what I'm saying? At least, use your wife's name or something. Go with your mama's maiden name. Do we have his Cash App? If you can post it, I'll pin it. I can't get it to transfer from an about section into my description or my chat. I haven't figured out how to pull that off yet. I'm still working on it, man.
It says our guy. Our guy said my uncle is banned from life from Tarrant County. Damn.
Last I heard, I'm banned for life from the high school up here.
Oh, goddamn. That's why you shouldn't play football at night.
Oh, no, that wasn't it, man. We were building metal shop things, right? And one guy did a propeller and another guy did a scythe and another guy did some other. I did this big, nasty tiger knife. And then a chick got stabbed at school and they found my knife. They were like, these things are related. But no, they weren't. Nothing to do with it at all.
Because it looked like it. Well,
is that right, Heather? All right, we're gonna pin your Cash App over there. Anybody wants to help out can help out. Because my man's doing the thing. He's going through the motions of what it takes to document and go through a case and have the whole thing play out the way it's going to play out. NC Tyrant Hunter just did his from like the past 2 years. I think he's got 2 more left.
Yeah.
And he wasn't real happy with the way that played out.
It's just, I don't know, man. And I became like a target for them because I
Yeah,
won't shut up.
you absolutely did. You made yourself a target, but then in being that target, every minute they're screwing with you, they're not messing with somebody else. And that sucks for you. But I thank you, and I say this to every auditor, cop watcher, activist of that type that comes up. I don't know why you decided to defend my rights, but I thank you for doing it.
Mm.
I'm sure there's a reason, and it might be personal, it might be public, but you do this thing that desperately needs to be done.
No, they ran me over. They ran me over and planted drugs on me. That's why I started filming them.
Absolutely.
Well, so
Man, my chat is going ape shit. This is really hard to keep because we also have AJOT's chat over there too.
now on this thing, StreamYard, it says that I have to. It says sign up for me to share my
Okay.
video.
Yeah, okay. I guess you haven't signed up for StreamYard with your channel in sync.
No,
That
I don't.
explains why you don't have the right avatar too. We'll get you all set up, dude. We'll spend an hour one afternoon and we'll get you all hooked up with a proper StreamYard. It'll work. The free StreamYard's not terrible. It's just that I have a little bit more functionality I want to use for this type of show.
No.
And so I use additional. Now it's really going. All right, I'm just going to catch up to the bottom and we'll start over again. I give up. So yeah, no. The only way evil can prosper is if good men do nothing. If they say nothing and do nothing, then evil will find a fertile ground to exist in. And I have no doubt that lawfare is evil. The use of the law of the land as a weapon to beat your citizens is distinctly evil.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's even worse when you target a certain group. Because that's
Sure.
makes it, I mean, if you can discriminate on everyone equally, then it's like, all right. But if you just target a group of individuals just cause, you know, you don't want them to get smarter, or you don't want them to start saying, "Hey, hold up, wait," you know, those are the things that they avoid. When you say, "Wait, hold up, that doesn't sound right," and they were like, "No, it does. It has to because I said it." Like that's nowhere where it goes,
No,
dude.
I don't have to participate in their delusions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they
They,
get mad when you don't.
they're like, I don't care. They can get as mad as they want to. I don't have to agree with them at any point in time. I don't have to talk to them. As long as I'm not breaking the law, I think they should just fuck off.
No.
I mean,
Oh,
verify that I'm not currently starting some shit and then go away.
no.
It ought to take you 3 seconds to look at me. I'm obviously not.
Well, it's just weird. Like everything that they do is really based on how you make them feel, right? Because look at how they get away with what they do, right? I felt fear for my safety. I felt fear for the community safety, so I had to do what I did, right? So how is it that if they feel a certain way, that's lawful, but if we feel like our rights are getting violated, or we feel like they're not doing their job the way we understand it, it's irrelevant. So if it's irrelevant, why don't we just make it clear all across the board? If we're irrelevant, so is how they feel, right? Because the only power above me is because I commit a crime, you know? Because I'll always state this, and every time someone asks me about the whole race thing, right? I always respond with this, right? We're the only ones stuck on race. We are, right? Because they done got smarter, right? Because they'll discriminate on all races equally because to them, we're green. I'm not talking about aliens. They
It's
see us
money,
as money.
money, money, money. How many times I gotta say it? It is not
Mm,
a racial or a culture or anything type of
no, no,
gist of that. It's money. They want your money. They want your rich money. They want your broke money, but your broke money can't fight. Rich money can't. So they
no,
don't do this shit in rich neighborhoods.
nope, nope, nope. That's what I'm saying. And I'll keep saying it over and over, man. It's not about our races. It's not about black, brown, white, whatever. We're the only ones that are sitting here destroying each other over which one should be the one doing this and that. Why don't we just say fuck them and just get all together? Because if
Amen.
we're all together, right, then we will no longer look at it like that, right? Because I even the first time I went to a city council meeting, I was nervous, I was scared. I've never spoke in front of people like that. Like if you go back to my videos, I don't have the camera on me. I rarely do, right? So to be in this type of thing, right? And um it's just like how is it that whenever we try to make our point be understood, it's not like how the fuck do you say that, man? See, this is what sucks. That's why I suck at doing this sometimes.
Oh shit. Heather, no. I accidentally put her in timeout. How do I untime her out? Oh no.
Oh shit! Why'd you do that to Heather?
I'm
She's gonna
so, I
cuss
was
you
trying to,
out.
I was totally trying to pin the message. She found your PayPal and your Cash App and put it all together. And I was listening to you and not paying attention to what I did. And I did the
Yeah.
bad thing that I shouldn't have did.
Mm. Yeah, because look, the first time I went to the city council meeting, I was scared. I did my message wasn't clear, and that's what I asked for. You know, I'm worried about the human race. Would anyone like to join me? Right? And I never heard nothing. I never heard none of them reach out and say, "Hey, you know what? We want to look at it like that way too," because then I understand now who's for us and who's against us. You know, and it's just like I don't understand how we can still say that we can't make a difference, we can't change something. It's because they got us all separated. Once we
Exactly. You have to vote. And the voting has to be watched. I really want to arrange as many auditors watching voting locations as I can. I mean, local votes, public votes, state votes, all of it, the whole nine. I want every aspect of it filmed everywhere, every time. Why not? Why is that not already the case? Why do we not put our voting in locations that are publicly available and can be scrutinized by millions of eyes? There's no reason why not. It's such a simple technology. We're literally communicating across a continent right now, but they can't make our voting secure. I'm confused. What's up, Hawk fan? Good to see you, bud. I'm so sorry, Heather. I did not mean to. Oh,
My
I
goodness.
can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's my best mod. She is hands down one of my best mods, and timed her out. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, it's only for like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that.
Because I believe right,
So,
I believe what you're saying, man. And also I listen to what people tell me, right? Like I
thank
get
you.
mad. I get mad about the people. This is how I used to see it, right? I get mad at the people who won't let me share their story because it's just like it's only me saying it, right? And they've always gotten behind. They've always been able to get away with a lot of things if it's just one person they're doing it to. It. Oh no, it's just him. Don't worry about it, right? But it's like if they can be like magicians, which is what they do, right? If they're telling you, they're showing you on your face, oh yeah, this is a bad, yeah, he did a bad thing, the cop did a bad thing, but look at this guy over here, right? He's trash, he's garbage. He walks up to him and fills him and does this and does that, right? But they're never admitting to that I'm breaking the law, because I'm not. Like if you go to body cam footage that I got from the cop, he's telling the guy, there's nothing we can do to him because he's not breaking the law, but you could help us out by trespassing us so he doesn't come over here no more. Come on, bro. Like, how clear do you have to be for people to understand they're not doing their job by doing that?
Absolutely not. I have this last thing to say about the whole race issue of division. And I don't care where you're from, what you do, or blind, cripple, or crazy. I don't care about none of that. If I need somebody to paint my house, I want the best guy to do it for the price, right? If I want somebody to tow my car, I want the best guy to do it for the price. You know, maybe not the best guy on earth and maybe not the worst, but you know, something I can afford and get the job done. I'm not really picky beyond that. What I refuse to do is live in a world where Charlie Manson was right. I won't do it. I refuse to see people that way. You're either an American or you're not. You're either legal or you're not. You're either here for the reason of being free, freedom, and liberty, or you're not. And if you're not on any of these points, then, you know, we have some work to do. Beyond that, I don't care. I mean, the American rights apply to everyone inside the contiguous U.S., or actually our provinces and states or outside states too. So I don't really see what the problem is. Why can't we all just get along, man?
They don't want us to.
They don't want us to. That's exactly right. That's why I chose the intro tune that I have. 007 wrote that up one day and he just spit it out one afternoon and he played it once on his channel. And I was like, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, they say that most movies are what, 70, I think between 50 and 65% based on facts. Truth.
Well, I mean, there's some movies that aren't nearly as true as they could be, in the sense that, like, if you've never seen All's Quiet, well, no, The Psalm. I think the movie is The Psalm. It follows an uncut edit. There's like 3 cuts in the entire movie, but it follows this dude who ends up behind enemy lines and has to run down behind the German lines to hook up with a group that was also cut off, right? It's like 8 miles through no man's land of absolute hell and destruction. It's a true story. But the things that happen in the movie seem unbelievable, but that's nothing compared to the rest of the stuff in the book that's not in the movie. They couldn't put a lot of it in there because homie was running on empty. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. He hadn't slept in 4. And just running. He was hallucinating or something. There's no way that any of that stuff happened, but that's what's in the book. It's autobiographical and it's insane. And you know what you did? You know what you did? Did a whole show, babe. I'm so proud of you. Look at you, big old YouTube star.
Who did?
You did.
Oh, you're talking to me.
I'm talking to you. You did it. You did the thing. You did the whole show. You made it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I got a little bit that I'm going to do here. I'm going to drop you backstage. Right. Actually, I'm going to put you up on the big screen, even though you don't really have a picture. We'll go with it and let you have a say to everybody that's here. Currently, we got about 40 folks in the house.
Okay.
Which is one of my high water marks, personally.
Okay. So just go back and just shout out to everybody.
Yeah, whatever you want to say, man. You got 3 minutes to do it.
Okay. Well, hello, world. My name is Manuel. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and I just want to encourage everybody to go back to the human race, you know, because it's hard for us to fight this type of machine separately, because just like their machine, it takes different parts to be together. So if we can do that, come together as people, caring for each other, because I always say this, right? If you stand for anything, stand for each other, because I honestly believe that, if your concern isn't for the next person more than yours, then something's wrong. I'm not saying to go broke or just not care about yourself, but care a little bit more than you normally would for someone else, and watch how your world changes, right? It might not be the best that you were imagining, but it'll put you in a position where you never thought you'd be, because that's where I'm at now, right? If I would have never opened my eyes up to other people's pain and listening to other people's story, I wouldn't be here now. Fighting this fight, encouraging other people to pick up a camera, learn your rights, understand your constitutional rights, understand everything, right? Don't be a victim no more, because once you become that, it's hard to unvictimize yourself. So if you can do those things and understand you're doing it for the people next, because a lot of us are already pushing our little casket into the grave, so we're done. The only thing we can contribute is for the next people to carry on what we started. And if we look at it like that, I think we'll be better off, because they're already looking at how are we going to stop them next time. So let's try to come together and figure out how we beat them the first time. Thank you all.
I appreciate that, man. That was beautiful. Really was. It's amazing how well some people can put a point whenever they've had a moment to think on it. That one seemed to flow pretty organically right off the cuff. That was real good. I appreciate it. All right, folks. This is the part where I'm going to drop in backstage. I got a couple of folks back here already. I'm going to do my little play out, but we're not going anywhere. I'm going to put my hair in a ponytail and be a real person for a little while. And when we get done with that, we're all going to go hang out at Scully's. So anybody wants to come along. So let's do this thing. Thank you for coming up, Manuel. I appreciate it. Much love. And I wish nothing but good things for you in the future.
Thank you.
Awesome. There you are.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me, giving me this opportunity to not only spread my story, but bring my neighborhood and my city into a different eye, man, because that's the main thing, man. To get your stories out to other people, because in my situation, when they can sweep it under the rug, it's hard to fight, man. So
it is.
It
is.
That's what I'm saying.
It is easier it is to deal with. Sunshine. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, bud. I'm gonna drop you back. We'll bring you back up in about 3 minutes. All right. I appreciate everybody coming by for Sasquatch Shields. This is Sasquatch Shields, so you don't have to. And that's pretty much the end of that part of the show. When I come back, we're going to do something totally different. I've got some sovereign citizen shenanigans placed over here to kind of give a basic definition across what actually is and isn't a sovereign citizen. Because I find that people use that term incorrectly quite often. So shall we go with the "You Missed Us" outro or the new outro?
Sorry. Good news, though. We're going to have to move the party somewhere a little bit more private, but you're all invited. Lorenzo will give you the details. Yeah!
Just getting started. I know that you want it, baby. Just get on it, ready to go. We know how to party. Pull up the Bacardi, feel it in my body.
Absolutely, that's the way that works. What's up, bud? Let's get everybody in the pile. Hey, what's up, Mark? Good to see you, bud. Let me get my correct layout. Man, it's so difficult. There it is. All right. Y'all have no idea how long that took to actually cause to happen. Wait. Fix yourself, damn it. Okay, there we go. Cool. Sometimes they'll stack up wrong and it cuts off half of my StreamYard screen and I can't see what's going on. So, Hey, Orb Puff. Good to see you, girl. Welcome to the show. All right. So now AJOT will eventually show back up, I'm assuming.
I'm here. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right. This
I
is
was just being quiet.
We discuss general stuffs.
So I have to say real quick, That was the most amazing little speech, whatever you want to call it, that I've heard you say. Like, you just my appreciation for you and what you do just went up like tenfold. I know I'm just a little channel and I'm just, a cop watcher by hobby, but I am definitely a full-time activist. And that's why I do it. But what you said and how you said it, I can't say I've been on YouTube a little over a year. I've never heard anybody say that. And that's like all those reasons are why I started. So it was just, I just want to say, I really appreciate what you said and how you've done your things. I didn't always like your style, when I first started watching you, but I mean, you get to understand reasonings and you watch and you just sit back and it's like, okay, so yeah,
Brother do go in a little hot sometimes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't always like that. I promise
Yeah.
you. Like I filmed like 2-3 traffic stops before they ran me over, and I never cuss at them. I would even say, "Sir, you're violating my rights, right?" And I can even show them to you, right? And it's just weird because I used to be like, "Sir, that's not how that goes." And I wouldn't cuss. I would try to have a conversation with them, to have a dialogue, just to be like, "Y'all retarded." And then they ran me over and planted drugs on me. So I never talked to them like that ever again. It was always like, "Bitch, turn around, pay attention to what the fuck you're doing." Because how could I respect a group after they literally ran me over with the cop car, bro, and then lied about it? Turned off body camera, turned off the lights so they can, man, that's what I'm saying. I don't respect that type of shit. If that's what you have to do your job, then fuck you. You're not a cop to me. You're worse than I am, a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah. You're a criminal under color of law. We have words for things like that YouTube's really not a fan of. But it's there. It's in the Constitution. They've got things they do to people who act under color of law. It's there.
Yeah.
We just can't really talk about it because YouTubery.
No, yeah.
So, all right. At this point, we're in a totally open format. You can talk about anything you want. You want to talk about your channel. You want to talk about growing turnips. We're good with it. I've got a video over here. It's a long one, but the very beginning, right after the, I think there's an ad, but right after the ad, what's up, Scully? I want a job.
We'll be over there at.
Remember to drop the link and remind me to about 10 minutes early.
Okay, got it. Right?
So that it's there and pinned. Welcome in, Heather. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm so sorry.
She's gonna let you have it. That's what I was waiting for. She's gonna let you have it right now.
But I'm so sorry.
You know what? As many times as we've done this, you haven't had a glitch. I'm the damn glitch this time.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what else to say.
I love you.
Thank you. Dear Lord, I did not mean to time you out. I saw my hand doing it. You saw the look on my face when I was like, click. Oh,
I saw that and I was like, oh, dang. And I was like, you're the only one that can unhide her. I can't.
I don't think I can until after the time is up. I couldn't.
Yeah, no. All he did was time, but I did find out. Yeah, I did find out that while I'm timed out, I can still go in and troll whack.
That's beautiful. Samuel, welcome to the show, bud. Good to see you. We need to get you up here and have you a show. We just did Manuel Matas. Am I saying that right? Say your name.
Yeah, Manuel Mata. Yeah, you said it right.
Okay. All right, bud. I meant to cover that before we got started, but you know how live is. Let me turn this light down.
I'm just glad you had him up here, getting him out to a different audience.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about. That's the whole purpose of this whole platform, as far as I'm concerned, is because I mean, especially with the new feature of Coast.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
With the new feature of being able to co-stream, I have a very structured type of show, so it's not likely to go outside of YouTube terms of service. unless the guests themselves decide to do so. And I'm kind of picky on my guests a little bit, you know. So there's a few people willing to let me kind of take the wheels on doing like an hour, because at this point anybody who was co-streaming with me could end their stream if they wanted to, if they didn't want to cover the after dark part.
Snarkassat says I sound like American Amy. I'm sick right now, y'all. I'm sick as a dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, no, look, so I just seen someone ask about aliens, extraterrestrials.
We cover that about once a month or so, but it's not a scheduled thing. It's just when I come across an interesting video.
Bro, I have one. Look, and I didn't start it from the beginning. And look, no one believes me, but I promise you, someone was with me that can tell you, yeah, exactly how it happened. Okay. I for some reason, I hear a helicopter, right? And I'm always like, oh, these dudes are out here fucking with me with a helicopter now, right? So I'm looking for the helicopter. I never see it, right? So I already got my shit ready to film the helicopter. And for some reason, it's like turn around and look the other way. And when I turned around, I seen these big ass lights, and they were just getting bigger. And when it got to, I guess, our atmosphere or whatever, it blew it up. It boom. And at first, I thought the helicopter, there was two of them. I thought they crashed because that's how big the little spark went. And that's when I picked it up to film. And all I got is when it broke the atmosphere, it separated into three little things, and it looked like little worms, right? And then I took off. I was like, hell no, let's go. And when we were leaving,
I know what that was.
One was following us.
I know what that was, and it took a little while for me to figure it out.
What the fuck is it?
It's called an airburst. And when a small meteorite comes in, it's hypersonic, and you don't hear it until after it's passed. But then it comes apart and becomes subsonic. Right?
Yeah.
You caught it at the moment after it had gone subsonic, but before it had fully broken apart. So you saw the little cinders come off of it like worms, like you said.
Oh man, you just had to go and ruin that fantasy, huh?
I'm sorry. I saw one happen. I seen it happen. And it was just like he said. I seen it and then heard the sonic boom come in because it stopped being hypersonic 80 miles that way or some shit. Right? But it took me years to put together what it was I'd seen.
But did it follow you?
Now that one you got me on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I even have the video where it's following us in the fucking car.
Is it on your channel or is it
No, I have it on my phone. I haven't figured out how to fucking make it a fucking, because you have to do, I got two phones, right? And one of them is it's a iPhone XR, but it's not turned on. I had it from someone else, and then I just kept it, right? And they discontinued the plan. And I have a whole bunch of videos on there. I don't know how to fucking. I'm trying to figure out to put get a cord to attach it to my laptop so I can upload the videos to it or some shit.
Right.
Like I'm new to with this whole little thing.
For you. I got that for you. If you can get that phone charged up and cut on. There is a new adapter that goes to a thumb drive, a memory stick, and it's got the 3 different attachments on the end of it.
I don't know how to use it. That's what I'm saying.
You plug it in, and you go to that video, and you put move to or copy to, and you just send it to that drive.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now because I have that little.
Dark's all about.
Yeah, I have that little thing. It's like a little. It's like silver, and it has like 3 little holes where you put, and you can even put a memory card in there.
Yep.
Just a plain memory card. Yeah. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Then. I'll do it like that. But I'm telling you, that motherfucker followed us, and that's why I'm saying. Ever since then, I swear, dude. Like I don't know, man. And people tell me, "No, you're stupid. You're even more dumber than you are with them cops." And I'm like, "They're fucking aliens."
Targeted individual,
huh?
Have you ever heard the term targeted individual?
Yes.
Okay. So targeted individuals are these people who report that groups of people are gang stalking them on a daily basis. So sometimes these people are nuts, but sometimes they kind of seem like they might be onto something, you know? They're
Yeah.
weird, but at the same time, it's not necessarily not true. You are a legitimate targeted individual because they are trying to get you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I know
you're
that.
not one of these other weirdos over here who are like, you know, all the red cars are out to get me. That's the 13th purple truck I've seen today.
Nah, hell no. Fuck
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, Manuel's even had security guards drive by his house.
Right.
No, for real. Like they take pictures. They take pictures. They'll park down the street. It's just all the way weird, man. And they tell me I'm tripping. And this is weird where I get the whole I don't get how if we
Sure
follow,
Melissa Stedman.
huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, and it's just weird because they can stalk you. They can okay. They can do all that. They can park down the street from your house. They can get people to film you, take pictures, and it's fine.
Come dig
But
through
the
your
minute,
trash.
yeah, but the minute you go and film them on 2-3 traffic stop, it's harassment, it's stalking, it's all kinds of bullshit. It's like
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
By the way you pronounce that name, Janica.
Janica. Okay. All right. Cool. That's one more I got to remember.
Janica. Yeah,
Witchcraft.
there you go. That's who
Izzy,
said the
she
thing
comes
about
from Izzy.
aliens.
Izzy and
Hey,
Nicole.
when I sent out that mass email for everybody that wanted to come do the thing with the thinginess,
Yeah.
it's really weird. I sent out the email, and like as soon as it clicked, I got an email from a channel that sent me a script on Wendigos. So I'm going to be recording for someone soon.
I'm sorry for popping on here last minute, but
It's
I
fine.
just wanted to pop on here for a second. And Manuel, you know we love you and support the cause. But Heather Holt, what the hell are you doing talking? Shut up. Shut up and go gargle with salt and water for real.
She knows. She's been talking to me the past couple of days while I've been sick. She has heard the progression of how this has been going for the last 4 days.
It's been really bad, and she needs to not be on here. You need to go take some NyQuil, some TriQuil, some whatever quill, some
Don't make me laugh.
Well, she needs to take an Alka-Seltzer. We
Oh God,
discovered
no.
that. But you need to go gargle with some salt water, do some throat lozenges. You know, go just.
John Mazzilli has it. He's got
Yeah.
it. Jonathan Mazzilli's nailed it. This is exactly what cop watching is counter surveillance on the state. That's exactly what it is.
Go
Yes.
knock yourself out, Heather, and I'll jump off of here. I'm sorry, y'all. That's just all I wanted to say. It's
I
just-
appreciate you coming up,
You
darling.
got up here to yell at me.
I did get up here to yell at you.
And I let her.
Exactly. I said, Heather, send me the StreamYard. And I didn't tell her why. And she sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, I got up here just to yell at you for you to get your behindy off of here because you got to take care of yourself because
Yes.
we need our Heather Holt. She
Yes.
is my guru.
Aw.
Absolutely.
I talked to
She definitely
to her
keeps
at least-
everybody connected, that's for sure.
Yeah, I talked to her
I
at least
talk
10 to
to.
17. I talked to her at least 10 to 17,000 times a day. You know, we're always strategizing. We're always doing stuff together. And I'm trying to watch my potty mouth, but she needs to
Fuck 'em.
stop. And you need to stop, Heather. Or I'm gonna see if I can block you. I love you, Heather.
Love you too.
And I love you. See, I love you too. You sound like Kermit the Frog. Just stop your shit.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
All right,
On that
I'm gonna jump
note-
off. What?
On that note, I love everybody, and I'm gonna do what she said and go gargle some salt water.
Hey,
Take care of yourself.
so we're still live, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, never mind then.
Thank you.
Never mind then.
Man, I got a bone to pick with you. I'll pick with you later.
Just call me later and tell me, Manuel.
I got a bone to pick with you. I'll pick with you later because you didn't text me. I'll pick it with you later, but you didn't text me and tell me you were going live. And I'm like, what are your? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Trouble,
You
boy.
didn't text me and tell me you were going live with Caucasian. Yeah. So
Well, I didn't know you knew him.
It don't matter if you know I knew it.
There you go.
Excuse me,
Tell him,
Caucasian, for
Melissa.
taking
Tell
over
him.
your channel for a second.
I mean, I didn't know you knew him. I
Man,
figured
it don't matter if you,
I figured
if you know
when I put
know
it,
him or not. It don't
look,
matter about that. What matters is
I figured when I put it on my YouTube and then I put it on my Facebook.
no.
I'd be like, oh, well, let me go check out Mata, you know?
No. What matters is it don't matter if I know him or not. What matters is, hey, Melissa, I'm going live in a little bit with a little text message.
Well,
and
honestly,
I
couldn't because I actually went to go do something this morning. I went to go see my lawyer, and then
Mata explaining.
as soon as I got here,
Mata
I had to
explaining.
do this.
No excuse, man. That's no excuse. I fed you your first steak.
No, wait,
okay?
wait till she hears this part. I didn't know about it, but Caucasian told me in another chat, and I dropped it in another chat to come watch the show.
And you didn't let me know, Heather?
I thought Manuel would tell you.
No. Don't put it back on me. She already
Get
got
y'all's
it
ass
off
off
of me.
here for real.
No, she already took it off me, man. Don't put it back on me. You gotta ride now. You gotta ride with me too, man. Come on.
Look, man,
Y'all
I
vote-
put it in Heather Holt's Discord, so I mean, anybody who's in there could have seen it. I'm just saying.
Oh, girl, there you go. You missed it there too.
It was working. That's not the point. The point is, my do or dies should have told me.
Well, maybe you should
what
have a
was
new
gonna
do or die,
happen.
ma'am. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
now wait.
Well, you're right. Sorry about that. You know, I'm just saying. Manuel, it's all on you. It's all on you.
Hey, I'm used to
Hold on. I can solve all of this. It's almost certainly my fault. I have no idea how. Things are usually blamed on me, and it's acceptable.
Well,
Yeah.
we're good with that. We're good with that. I'm good with that. It's your fault.
This is normal.
Hey, no. Blame it on me. I'm sick. I just forgot everything today. I'm so far out there. Just blame it on me.
Well, the good thing is that we all got it together at the end. That's the important part. At least we got it.
Everyone.
Right.
Why are we fighting?
It's not
Because we're
fighting.
family.
It's not fighting.
Family.
It's love talking. It's love pecking. We're pecking at each other. Like, you know, it's not a fight. It's a peck.
You've got mail, ATL.
Oh, no. John DeNicola just said you're all fired. Pack up your shit and go home.
I
Damn.
love John DeNicola.
Okay, well, I'm leaving then.
Darn.
No.
You just
I'm
ruined the show, John. Like right there out the box. You just showed up. It was like, fuck you. You're fired. All of you go away.
Yeah, it hurt my feelings. John, I need your supervisor.
I don't answer questions.
I don't answer questions.
No, I'm headed out of here. Love you guys. Love you people in the chat. And I'll see you next time.
Love you, Heather. I'm popping
You're
off.
very
here, too.
important to all of us.
I'm popping off here too. Love you all. Bye.
All right. Much love. Appreciate it. Thank you for all
I
your
come in and everyone leaves. What's
They
this?
hate you, dude. Every time you come in, you're chewing your freaking chips and you're talking about women in some type of way as if it was 5,000
Some type
years.
of way
I don't
or
appreciate it.
another.
I personally love the way you talk about everybody because it tickles me to no end. It triggers everybody around me, and I end up giggling maniacally. Go with it. people. Pew, pew, pew.
Women get triggered easy.
That's not
They
my
already
fault.
have, they already have their battle axes up ready to go. They're just waiting for a guy to
women-
say
Who,
something.
wait. Who rage quit the other show? I mean, I'm just saying.
Ooh,
Whose feelings
What?
were hurt? What? Huh?
Well, what you said was hurtful. It wasn't
Don't you
personal.
know,
I
Don't
didn't
you
say
know-
anything this last time. What are you talking
men folk
about?
got more important things to do than sit around and talk to folks on the internet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Snark. Don't hurt me, baby. Hey, Drew, what's up, bud? Let me see that beautiful porn stash you got. Oh my God, he shaved. What's up, bud? Oh, you got
What's
you a
up, man?
ghostie? You got one of them ghosties. You got one of them booty ticklers.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, I do
Straight
too.
up,
Hey,
straight
how do you make the camera work on the laptop?
You gotta change. You should just be able to go to settings in your StreamYard and turn it on.
You have to go select your laptop camera as your dominant camera. You might have to go into your settings in the
On your
laptop on
laptop.
like Windows.
Oh, to get
turn the
permission.
camera
No,
on
because
first.
I don't know.
Right. I'm not sure how you got a mic through there. From what I'm seeing, I don't understand.
When you signed on to StreamYard to come on here, did it ask you for to permissions for your mic and your camera?
Yes.
Okay, so you should. Was that you, ATL? I was asking him.
Well, I gave you an answer. I don't know.
But you're not his laptop. You're not there. How do you know?
What are you talking about now?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay, so then you should be able to go to your settings on the StreamYard and make sure that the camera on your laptop is selected.
Now, you may or may not be able to do this while you're actually using it.
Okay. Yeah, because look, it just turns black. A big old black screen. That's it. You can't see my hands or nothing. Right?
Did you do your settings and then hit camera and see if what camera it says?
It says front camera. That's all it says.
You have to hit the stop cam and then hit the cam again.
Yeah.
And then it says back camera as well?
No, it only has another one that says mirror my camera.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Do you have a cover over your camera?
It's just like this in my kitchen.
I don't know. I don't understand none of this. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I got to find someone here in Fort Worth who can show it to me.
Check it out. Me and Agent sat through about 2 hours of this very same thing before we did our first show.
Oh, okay. So
we did this same thing that you're doing right now. Do not feel bad. We all went through this because everybody's phone's a little different. Everybody's laptop's a little different.
Well, you upgrade, right? When he went from using a phone regularly to the laptop. When I went from the laptop to an actual desktop, it was kind of different. So, it's all good.
It's all right. I'll figure it out.
Who was the guy that carried his laptop around on cop watches?
That's Lucky Laptop.
Lucky Laptop.
Yeah, previous guest, folks. Y'all go check out his show.
Oh, I heard about him.
Yeah. Did someone send him a camera?
He's got cameras. He just carries a laptop because that's what he got arrested for carrying at the time. At the time that he had problems with the cops, he couldn't find his phone, so he picked up the laptop, went live, and turned it towards the cop, and the cop flailed at him and acted like he had been attacked with an axe. It was beautiful.
Oh, damn.
It was like one of those bad soccer acting. And they kick like 20 feet away, and the guy falls.
Maybe the cop was just worried that he was going to show him some porn or something.
Maybe.
He had that cop triggered, that's for sure.
He did. That cop was completely unreasonable.
I got a picture of Kate Beckinsale.
I have a picture of a rooster with googly eyes, and when I get drunk, I send it to people.
Well, yeah, it's a little different from Kate.
A rooster with googly eyes.
Yes, and I also have a picture of Richard Nixon sweating through 3 layers of suit that I also send when I'm drunk. And that's my cock picture and my dick picture. That's all you're going to get.
Okay.
That's all we get.
Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. because your phone went off and you get a picture of Richard Nixon sweating through a 3-piece suit.
Hey, and how do I find out? I was just looking right now. I didn't find that fucking email that says that I got that I can't go live because I have a strike or anything.
Might not be that. you might just not have signed up. All right, so when you go to StreamYards, there's the stream
No,
queue.
no. I'm talking about YouTube.
Live on YouTube.
You can't go live on YouTube.
Yeah.
You need
I
a
don't
certain
know.
amount of subscribers to do that.
No,
now.
He's well above that, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got enough for that.
Well, and see that's why I don't like that they're able to take your phones from you when they
Y'all
arrest you.
can still click the restream button over yonder and add your channels to this stream if you want to. This whole Sasquatch Shills thing is available to all previous guests, if you wish.
Yeah, this shit doesn't. I don't understand none of this. So I like I said, I'll learn it eventually. I'll figure it out.
Right. And I've been working on it, trying to figure out what I can see, what I can't see, because the more channels get linked, the more stuff comes into my StreamYard stack over here that lets me highlight different comments, right? But that doesn't show up on the actual screen chat because that's just my chat.
Yeah.
So like a little while ago when I had like 35 people in here and she had like 20 over yonder, it was getting pretty fucking spicy. I couldn't keep up at all. It was hopeless.
Yeah.
It was over here. Jeez, I was thinking about
so
putting
you
on
mean
some
when there were 25 over there, and there were 30 over here?
However, no, there was you had more chatting going on over there than I had going over here at one point. I guess everybody
back and
here
forth.
was watching. I don't know.
I mean, we each got like 50 likes.
All right. So I brought y'all together for a particular point. I sent these emails out for a specific reason, and I wanted y'all here, and I appreciate Manuel for sticking around. Sovereign citizens, you've all heard the term, right?
Yep.
Cops want to paint auditors, cop watchers, and anybody who doesn't immediately toe the line as a sovereign citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay. So one of the issues is nobody knows what a sovereign citizen actually is, right? So most people just hear it said on the news, or they hear a cop say something about it, and that's all they know about it, right?
Yep.
Did we lose Manuel Mata?
Sovereign citizens are cops.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm hardcore.
It's people that don't want to follow the government's rules.
Right. Well, no, there's a little bit more to it than that. There's an
Of
actual.
course, that's a summary of the main
Right.
portion of it, though, and that's why a lot of people call cops sovereign citizens, because of the simple fact that they don't follow law. You know what I mean? And that's why I think it's funny when
So I'm
auditors
letting
follow
this guy
them.
define it for us. And I had timestamps at one point in time, but everything kind of crashed out right before. You know how it happens to me every time I go live, it crashes right before I go live, and I have to rebuild everything. So I lost all my timestamps. But anyway, this dude takes a swing at defining what a sovereign citizen is, and it's about a 7-minute clip here, and I'm gonna try to skip past the ad that's almost certainly there. Function.
Paper for anything, Adams?
Paper for what?
Have you ever been in?
Before we get going here, I want to take a moment to talk about this video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is a place where you can learn and develop. Picture this scenario. You're driving along when in your rearview mirror you see a flash of red and blue lights appear behind you. Immediately you check your speedometer. You're driving a little over the speed limit, but nothing that could warrant you being pulled over. You weren't swerving, you signaled all of your lane changes, there's no warrant out for your arrest, so you quickly conclude that the flashing red and blue lights of the police cruiser behind you couldn't possibly be for you. However, as you continue driving, the police car behind you picks up speed and settles in very close to your rear bumper. Yep, you're being pulled over. You safely pull your car to the side of the road, keeping both of your hands on the wheel just like everyone says you should do, and anxiously await for the officer to approach your window. As the officer approaches, you instinctively roll your window down in order to engage in dialogue with the police officer. After a brief introduction, he informs you that your right brake light is out. He then collects your license and registration before making his way back to his cruiser to run your information. After a couple of minutes, the officer returns, gives you back your identification card and registration. He tells you to get your brake light fixed as soon as possible, and also makes a comment to slow down a bit as he clocked you going a little over the speed limit. Relieved that this run-in with law enforcement seems to have concluded with very little drama, you thank the officer and drive off.
Now, if that was the case, I'd have no problem with the cops.
That'd be nice if that was interactions with cops, but that's not the way it
That's how
happened.
that, right, exactly. If that's how that interaction went, in reality, I would have no issue with them. More often than not, they look for something extra every time they pull someone over.
They want to go fishing.
Every time. All right.
Where
so
are
he's
you going? Where'd you come from?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
What's
And
your
I don't
boss
want to have
house?
a personal conversation with a public servant. Sorry.
I don't answer questions.
Fed prosecutor. Shot and killed a black male who
Okay. That's unfortunate. All right. So anyway, he's fixing to describe a totally different scenario where it involves a sovereign citizen, right? And look at how different these two scenarios go. That's a normal, supposedly normal officer interaction, right? Supposedly. Okay.
This little scenario is a somewhat typical example of the type of interaction you might expect if you get pulled over, although mileage may vary. And well, we've all seen what happens when power-hungry or racist police officers pull individuals over due to profiling or false pretenses and the damage and violence that that can cause. It's safe to say that many typical police stops occur without incident. But then, you have stops like this.
I've been kidnapped. I've been kidnapped. Look, I have been kidnapped. Look at this. You're recording this. I've been kidnapped. I haven't done anything wrong. Get out of the car. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm being beaten. I got him. Oh, he's beating me. Oh. Stop resisting. Oh, I haven't done nothing.
Step out of the car or I'm taking you out of the car.
You're taking me out of the car for what? Your tickets are signed. I haven't gotten my copy yet.
Step out of the car.
No, I don't even feel safe around you. Nope.
Step out of the car.
Nope. 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 You really did it.
Okay, I'm not resisting. I just want you to know you guys are falsely imprisoning me. Get out! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
These bundles of joy are sovereign citizens, and in this video, we'll be breaking down what sovereign citizens believe, analyzing their actions in public, mainly their interactions with law enforcement, and gauging their threat level as it pertains to public safety, as well as seeing a large-scale, real-life example of what happens when a sovereign citizen defends themselves in a courtroom. This is the wild world of sovereign citizens.
All right, let me run through over here and grab the link, drop it in chat. The whole sovereign citizen question comes down to the direct interpretation of the law as plainly written versus the legal interpretation of the law, right? Something important has happened. That works better through emails, bud. I appreciate it though. I have yet to figure out how to transfer a link properly from my phone to the while live streaming. Seems to be just a little bit more than we can do. Is that even working over here anymore? No. All right. So apparently, since these extra features on StreamYard are taking a little bit more computer power or whatever, and so I can't run my mugshot stream over here that I do, because mugshots are great. Mine was wonderful, and I still haven't found it. Pretty sure I'm smiling. I was fucked up as a field rat, dude. You're welcome, bud. Yeah, no, cops do seem to operate of the concept of having extra rights when actually they have extra duties. All right.
That the government does not
You're
have
really
the power
cool,
to
I get
create
it.
laws that dictate what individuals can and cannot do. In some cases, they follow their own interpretation of existing laws, dismissing laws and regulation that they deem inappropriate or unjust. Many publications deem them as anti-government extremists. The FBI took that classification a step further and has actually deemed them domestic terrorists. There are certainly nuances to the sovereign citizen belief system, and how they behave may vary from person to person and individual to individual. But in order to see how their thinking patterns play out in the real world,
my point in doing this, and this whole thing, is to distinguish, to make a distinction between First Amendment, Second Amendment activists versus the sovereign citizen people. They have a very plain interpretation of a very limited amount of laws and do not respect local, county, or municipal regulations at all.
It's crazy to put it. It's crazy to put us in that category because ever since I became a cop watcher and auditor, I follow the laws more stricter now since I started doing what I do.